What's up? Welcome to Founders Club. I'm Alex Legos, and today we have a special treat for you. We're joined by Nikita Vakhrushev, founder of the Aspect Agency. He joins the show to discuss how he transitioned from a general marketing agency to a specialized powerhouse in email and SMS for e-commerce. Nikita shares his unique daily routine of role-playing sales calls with ChatGPT, the difficult decision to turn down revenue in order to niche down instead, and the above-the-fold secrets that drive email conversions. He also gives his hot take on the future of agencies in an AI world and why data brokers will actually replace button pushers. Let's get into it. What's up, Nikita? How are you, bro?
Doing great.
Good to have you, man.
Appreciate it.
We, as we were just sitting down and talking,
Yeah.
you sparked something that I immediately was curious about. You said you do sales role play with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that?
No, yeah, of course. It's just one of those things where one of my buddies developed one of the GPT plugins where it took probably thousands of call review data that he personally has amassed and from his sales team, and he's plugged it into it. So I've been just using that for sales role playing. Once GPT updated to 5, it's just broken. So I had to reverted back to 4.0 and reverted back to normal voice instead of advanced voice.
How long have you been doing that?
I do it every day. It's
Cool.
30 minutes a day, whether it's cold calling or whether it's discovery process, pitch process, objection handling, different parts of the call.
So this is you going to voice mode.
Yeah.
And then you're role playing, practicing, and the GPT is acting
As a prospect. Yeah.
As the prospect.
Yeah. Every
That's
different
awesome.
chat is a different part of the call script. So it's hey, we're practicing the frame here. Act as a e-commerce brand doing 150K a month and try to be an asshole, essentially.
Nice.
And it's okay, cool. Gonna be very resistive. And then it's okay, we're gonna be practicing objection handling. Let's do a price objection or think about it objection or value objection. And I just used those different ways to kind of speed up not even the learning process, but just keep myself warm and keep the rust off. So that way when it's all right, I'm on an actual sales call, I can actually push through it, and I practiced it fresh.
Yeah, I mean, it's like going to the gym for sales,
Yeah.
basically. You're just putting reps in.
Here I am, practicing on real leads that I paid real ad spend money to be able to practice on, and he's over there perfecting his free throw so that he
Have you felt
absolutely nails it.
Have you felt a sharp difference
Yeah,
in
significantly.
keeping yourself fresh?
Yeah, it's a lot of nuances. It's not the things that I say are all already at this point second nature.
It's your talk track.
Yeah, I can run through my frame, or I can run through the questions or the framework for the most part without needing to look at a script.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, it's more the tonality that I use or the cadence that I'm using with ChatGPT. So it's more just talking to something out loud and having it respond to me instead of just talking to something nothing in the room.
You're recording all your real sales calls?
Yeah, of course.
Have you fed that in to have chat basically review game tape and actually
does.
give you feedback?
Yeah,
That's
so
the part that's killer.
Yeah, that plugin can specifically review call data and give you a score and breakdown of where you fucked up or where you did well or what needs to be worked on. So it's great.
So you have bad days at the gym, essentially, where you're damn
dude,
it, I just didn't show up today.
Oh yeah. Sometimes
GPT was kind of an asshole
64
today.
sales call. GPT's been killing me all morning. Yeah.
no, absolutely. It's hey, you did 8 out of 10. It's God damn it, why? Why? What did I do wrong? And they're oh, you missed this connection and you missed this question. You didn't challenge them here, and it's all right, it's valid. Okay, yeah, it's true.
That's cool, man.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
yeah, you've gamified your training.
I mean, that's
dope.
the only way I can see getting reps in, because I used to do sales scrimmages every Wednesday, and then I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
And it's okay, how do I just keep practicing every day if I don't have someone to practice with live?
Right.
And there's one specific software that just doesn't care who you are, and it's just all right, cool, it's gonna keep asking you and keep pushing you.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's back up, and
Okay.
thank you for
Yeah.
thank you for giving me that. I just couldn't let it go any further without asking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to beginning.
Yeah.
What was your first job?
Oh, dude, I worked at I was the cart boy at Mariano's, which is a local Chicago grocery chain. Think of Kroger or Publix. I was
Nice.
a cart boy.
Nice.
That fucked off a lot.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Oh, it was great. Yeah. And the thing is, it was perfect because it was a perfect summer job. I didn't gain any weight because I was outside the whole time.
Yeah.
So I ate garbage.
Pushing carts. It's not like today where you like hit the remote control.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, there was no remote control. It was like you got like 10 carts at most, and you got to push them in. And like the thing is, like if the store was full of carts, then you got like you can just fuck off for like an hour. And like they're like, oh, where is he? And it's like, oh, he's probably out in the parking lot somewhere.
where he should be.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So what I would do is like I would go from the parking lot to the food, and like, you know how you can get like those pre-mixed salads or like fruit salads or cut up fruit at a grocery store? I would go to where those are made, and I would just eat fruit with the homies and chill out with them. The best, like this is like a pro gamer tip of in the morning, like Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings were perfect for this. You would help people load up groceries, and sometimes they give you a tip.
Nice.
So like
that's a Publix thing too.
Yeah.
Publix has that. I never let them take my bags. I always grab them.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm cheap. I'm not doing that.
Well, the thing is, like, I wasn't expecting a tip. I wasn't like, there's a question at the end of this, like me putting these groceries into your trunk. There's a question. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But it's more like, oh, they give me $1, they give me $1. I don't care.
Nice. Yeah. There wasn't a turn the iPad around for 25%.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
It's like,
You got my Venmo QR code on my shoulder.
Yeah. Right here. How long did you work that for?
Oh, it was like 6 months, 7 months. It was purely like a summer job.
Nice. What was like your first big boy job?
I worked. Okay, this is a weird place. They sold online title loans. So if you're not familiar with what title loans are, it's essentially like it's like payday loans, essentially, like the most like high interest, high percent loans you can ever get, and you use your car's title as collateral. So it's like very predatory. Yikes. And I was part of the marketing team.
Yeah.
So I was like helping on the SEO side and helping like rank websites, create new websites, and have them fill out the application, and like going through all the optimization there. And at that job, I was making like $45K a year, and like at 18 and 19, I was like, holy fuck, like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like my first big boy job, and that was like my last job pretty much.
What's something you learned there that you still use today?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, SEMrush. Like utilizing SEMrush and like Ahrefs and all these different SEO tools. Like if you talk to like any normal agency owner, like they're like, SEO, what the fuck is that? Or like, why do I need that? So for me, anything I develop on our website is like with SEO in mind. And like, it's just something I carry with me on like everything that I do, or like optimizing images and making sure that they're compressed and they have alt text and simple things like that. Just like help carry us and like help us rank higher than like the average like e-com agency that, you know, if you put them in SEMrush or Ahrefs, they're like getting like zero traffic from SEO.
Yeah.
So
what was your first working for yourself gig?
Oh, I was making t-shirts in high school.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was part of Print Media Club, and I would just make t-shirts for myself. And because like, I don't know, I just like make silly t-shirts. And then like someone caught on and they're like, hey, can you make one for me? I'm like, yeah, sure. Then eventually that just trickled down to like me spending extra hours after school and just printing them out on like either vinyl or dye sublimation. And that's where like I got my real like first like, okay, cool. I'm making like $5, $10, $15 here and there as like a freshman. And it was just very nice because like I didn't see it as work. It was like, all right, cool. I'm learning how to design different designs or like how to use different machinery. And the teachers also liked that because I was like seen as like a hard worker, but I was just making money on the side.
And were you just like, I wish I could do this online?
I mean, that's what transitioned into like the first job. Like, yeah, like that's how I started making money online. Was like a Reddit post I came across and like, hey, you can start printing t-shirts like it's print on demand.
Print on demand.
Yeah, exactly. Like print on demand drop shipping without having to do any of the fulfillment. I'm like, perfect. I have like thousands of designs in my backlog or like in my school Google Drive folder. So like I just downloaded them, uploaded like a ton of them or as much as I could have. And from that point on, I was like, I think I made my first sale the first time I put up a t-shirt. It was like immediate feedback loop. First
you just
day.
pissed so many people off immediately.
Yeah.
Just by saying that. Like, yeah, so first one blew up. Yeah.
No, okay. So it wasn't necessarily like that. Okay. And I will piss some people off because it was a shitty design. It was like a B-16 bomber. It was like, it was like just a t-shirt of a
Classic.
plane. Yeah. And like, I was like, oh shit, my dad bought it. It was like, that's not my dad. All right, cool. Because I thought my dad was like, okay. Either way, it was like great, and then it tanked, and then it was like, all right, I found my niche, which was like rap t-shirts, and that's where like I started off and selling like rap themed t-shirts, and like, yeah, I don't know, it was just like Kendrick Lamar was hot at that time, Logic was hot at that time, Blueface was hot at that time, Xanax guy, I forgot his name.
Lil Xan.
Lil Xan,
Yep.
yeah, he was big. So like I just made t-shirts based off of like lyrics, and they just went really well on Amazon, and like people bought them.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Where does Aspect come from? Like, what was the inception of that idea?
That's a great question. Aspect came from just transitioning from my previous agency, which was RPM Media Inc., which was like everything of like SEO, Google ads, Facebook ads, and email. So Aspect was like a rebrand of that into strictly e-commerce. So it was literally me and my friend were like thinking of different words and different domains that are available. And it was like Aspect Agency was available. And we're like, okay, let's just make it weird. Like, you know, like modern names of like, it sounds the same,
Change
but
a little bit of it.
change the letter and like make it backwards. So it's like, all right, let's put the K and make it backwards. And it's like, all right, the job done, bought the domain, got like all the different social handles for it. And it's like, all right, cool, we're good to go.
Yeah.
So
Alex got lucky. He just used his last name. The rest of us had to like tweak something.
Yeah.
We weren't born that lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But a lot of people think we're Nigerian in here too, so there's a problem sometimes.
There's nothing wrong with being, you know, Nigerian. So
That's definitely not the case I'm making.
I don't judge.
No, for sure. They're just surprised when they walk in here and it's all white guys. And they're like, oh, okay, so you guys are definitely not that.
Yeah.
When you came up with the idea of, it was RPM you said?
Yeah.
When you have the idea of RPM, how does that idea evolve from, hey, I think I want to do this, to, okay, it's launched and it's actually come to fruition as a company?
Oh, dude, it was purely off of SEO tactics. Like
Cool.
everything I've done is like purely based in logic. Where like Aspect was like, all right, like it's just a spin-off. Like I don't care about it. But like RPM Media, it was a domain that I bought on an auction that had a lot of domain authority. So like just launching out the gate,
It had juice.
it had juice. So all I had to do is just put content on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I bought that domain and I just stuck with it. And I'm like, all right, cool. I might as well make it incorporated now that I'm making money. I didn't incorporate before I made money, which is like a good lesson.
That's a good lesson.
You want to make money before you incorporate. So I registered RPM Media and I just stuck with it. And then it's like, well, it doesn't really fit in the e-com space. It doesn't sound edgy. It sounds like a car brand because of RPMs. And so it's like, all right, I need to rebrand into just something fresh.
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of like went from that to Aspect. Yeah. I don't know if that answered the question. I feel
No,
like I was
totally
all
does.
over
Yeah,
the
The
place.
thing I love about that is like it's broad, but it
Yeah.
also future proofs it. Like I, you know, as we take a look at evolving into an AI first world, Aspect
Right.
still works. And,
Yeah.
you know, the channels and tactics will always change, but like at its core, you know, you help people grow.
Well, it helped save my ass because we used to do like, again, full funnel for e-com for like landing pages, CRO,
Yeah.
email, Facebook ads, Google ads. And we used to do that all under the Aspect name.
Yeah.
And then we transitioned that into just email and SMS.
Yeah.
So like it was kind of clean enough to where like I didn't have to rebrand and launch a new agency, quote unquote.
Yeah. Let's talk about that transition a little bit, because that's something that's unique about all three of us is like my company, we only do mobile apps. We don't do websites. We don't do branding. We don't do SEO.
Right.
Alex, like you're very focused in your lane and what you do. You're really freaking good at it. And, you know, you made the transition to go broad. I think a lot of the times, like you go to events, you listen to podcasts, and everybody's like niche down. The niches are in the riches are in the freaking
Yep.
niches.
You got it.
Right. What's tough about that is like when you're sitting there as that business owner and you go, yeah, but like I need enough money to eat. Like, is, you know, that like what a luxury that is to be able to say no to stuff and turn stuff down. So like, when did you feel like that was a transition that you wanted to make, and what actually gave you the confidence to be able to niche down and start saying no to work that wasn't a good fit?
A lot of it came down to just lack of results on everything else. Like,
Fair enough. Yeah. We weren't good at it.
We did the thing that we were really good at.
yeah, it was. Well, it wasn't that. It was just like anytime we signed on a Facebook ad client, they would churn in like 3 months.
Yeah.
If we're good.
If you're good.
It would churn in 3 months if we're good. But like
Yeah.
usually it was like churning like a month or 2 months. And it just came down to a point where like, okay, like we're having a 60% success rate with Facebook ads, meaning
Yeah.
6 out of 10, we're doing great. We're okay enough to continue.
Yeah.
And then 4 out of 10 would churn and it would crash and burn. So it's like, okay, cool. Like how do we take that and like maybe apply it to a different business model that isn't churning as high, which is email and SMS.
Yeah.
And at that point, email and SMS was just like one of the better performing platforms that we were managing, and clients stayed on way longer, like twice, if not 3 times as long as Facebook ads.
I'd imagine they're more mature businesses too. Because like you don't
Yeah.
jump into email marketing as like the first step of marketing. And so
Yeah, it's not the one that brings in the money. It's the one that kind of like plugs the leaky holes in your bucket and
Right.
helps you make more money from
it optimizes and retains.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You're kind of building a moat where you're reducing the risk of paid ads, but you're also generating more revenue from a specific channel. So it's like a double whammy
Yeah.
in that sense. So a lot of it just was like selling confidence. Like every time I'd get on a sales call, like trying to pitch Facebook ads, it'd be like, I wouldn't feel confident at all. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, we can definitely crush it. Even though like 30 minutes before the call, I'd have like an email that's like, hey, we're pausing,
Yeah.
so it's, it was just like confidence and the results that we got from email, like pretty much we crushed it for 10 out of 10 clients. Maybe there was like one edge case here and there, but for the most part, like we had great success rate and we had great designers. So I had to like let go of like less of the team. I just had to let go of the media buyers. And I know they don't have any shortage of work because everybody needs a media buyer.
Yep.
So yeah.
To make that decision to cut those things out of what you guys were going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Did you bang your head against the wall for a while before you made the decision, or like how did that process go?
It took like probably like 2 weeks of morning walks with like my girlfriend of like, okay, fuck, do I do this? Should I do
Entrepreneurial
this?
morning walk.
Yeah, yeah. And it was perfectly aligned because like we were doing the 75 hard at that same exact time. So it's like, okay, cool. Like might as well get our morning workout in, which is like not really a workout. It's just like a 45-minute walk.
Hey man, zone 2 is real now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about
It
zone
counts.
2 now.
Yeah. Yeah. Zone 2 counts. But yeah, I was just going through those like morning walks. Like, fuck, do I do it? Do I not? And then at the end of the day, it was like, all right, cool. I'm going to do it. Now, the thing is, like, you make that decision, you're like, breath of fresh air. But it's not really a breath of fresh air until like a year goes by, because throughout that year, you still have people like, hey, I got a Facebook lead, or I got like this TikTok lead. And it's
You're
like,
saying no every day still.
you have to still say no. And it's like, fuck, like I should have like, and then it's like a cash flow crunch, payroll's coming up. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And then it's like, hey, come on, like we can manage Facebook ads together. It's like, no.
Yeah.
I have to figure out like a different way. So yeah, it was a lot of just like saying no for the first year.
Which is hard.
Yeah. Saying no to money.
Which is
like,
hard.
come on.
Yeah, one of the changes that I made 2 years ago is no custom proposals.
Oh.
Love that.
And so, the two things that I love about no custom proposals, the proposal gets sent 7 minutes after the sales call is done. There's none of this like you're on your laptop at 6:30 at night because you couldn't get around to sending the proposal. But the second thing is like what we're selling, our team can solidly deliver on because it's our standard proposal. We're not like making exceptions or trying to make something work. And the deals that we thought we would lose, a lot of them we didn't lose, but then it ended up being our standard thing instead of selling this exception one-off add-on whatever just because we thought it was necessary to close a deal.
It's just less thought for the team too, because they know they're doing the same thing over and over.
Exactly.
It's the next step to what you're talking about. Yeah, it's awesome.
It just standardizes everything throughout, like from the sales process to the fulfillment to the client success.
To the invoicing.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it goes all the way through.
Yeah.
What other kind of like big unlocks have you experienced that puts you in a totally different world?
I think just doing live events. Like I pretty much, not doing live events, but like going to live events.
Yeah. That's where we met.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we met at Geek Out in 22, I think. So,
Dang, you have a good memory.
Yeah, because that's when I moved to Nashville. Like, and that's when I started going to live events. Was in 2022. Before then, I didn't go to anything. Maybe like, I think the only other event I went to was like 10X Growth Con with Grant Cardone, and that's just like a pitch fest. That's not really an event, Like
one way to say it.
Yeah, they take anyone with a pulse and like, hey, come on, like you're gonna learn how to make money online, even though it's like just pitch. So I pretty much learned everything from like online, like YouTube University essentially, and like just trying to figure things out. But I learned a lot more by paying for these events and like paying like the $2,000 for a ticket or like the $3,000 for a ticket, because like not only am I learning, but I'm also like connecting with way more people, and like that brought up so many, like it brought up my social circle significantly, and like not only like with you, Vin, but like also like now I know Alex because of you, and like it just kind of like compounds on its own, especially with like people locally here, and that's kind of how we got our feet wet from like by just moving to Nashville. Like if it wasn't for like Josh Johnson from like the Hydra crew, like I wouldn't have known anybody here locally, because he invited me to his event first week I moved here. So it's just a lot of different, I think like, just going to more like in-person events. Like if you're like a hermit and like you're doing like digital marketing and like have your own agency, like just go to more events. Like, trust me, like you'll have like a way more fulfilling life by like meeting more people. And like now I have like friends all over the world that like we're going to Colombia next month because of people that we met online in person through an event. And now we're going to like, now we have a place to stay that we don't have to pay for a hotel. Now, obviously we're going there to see them as friends, but it's just a nice added benefit.
Totally. Yep.
I think there's so much tactically that people try to preach and put into practice online that has become underemphasized.
Oh,
of
absolutely.
like, hey, just get outside and shake some hands, like go meet some people.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with somebody the other day asking like, hey, how have you guys gotten well known around the city and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, we have been here 10 years. Like that's how you just be here, be around, go meet some people.
Yeah. No, it's just like undervalued. It's like, oh, it's not scalable to talk to people. It's like, no shit, dude. Like it's not a Facebook ad where you're like looking at CPMs and seeing how much like min-maxing. It's like, dude, just talk to people. Like that's how we used to be as people before like the online age. So
right.
I think there's going to be like a pendulum swing of eventually of like people like, okay, we need to restore humanity and like go back to like in-person events or like in-person things. And I think that's like one of the reasons why like a lot of in-office things kind of went ramp back up after COVID, because it's just people like miss the connection.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Josh last night at our Founders Club
event, nice.
And you know, he booked an episode, so we're going to record an episode with him. But you know, to your point, like it doesn't take too many people. I think a lot of the piece that like I guess I wish I would have known early on is we as marketers, we always talk about like the hot channels, the hot tactics. Hey, here's what's happening with Reels. Here's what's happening on Clubhouse threads if they survive. But but what you don't talk about is the fact that like most of the time your first 10 customers, your first 20 customers are like people that you're already connected to on LinkedIn. It's like the kid that you went to high school with and you know you haven't talked to in a few years. And like later on, I mean, how much of your guys' business comes from referrals today?
A gigantic percentage of it.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's like double digit huge. But I think because you can't track it on a dashboard easily, unless you have a referral tool, you just like almost don't even think of it as a channel, because in Google Analytics, what does it show up as? It shows up as organic search.
Yeah.
Right? They search for your company name and they found you. But
yeah.
like, that's
they don't know that so-and-so just said your company name across the table to them, which led them to search for it.
Which led them to search for it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one, we benefit from, we're guest based. So every time somebody has a guest on a show here, they get to see what we do.
Yeah.
So a ton of it comes from that.
Like I wouldn't have known about this place if it wasn't for Vin. So
thanks, dude.
You're welcome.
I'll throw you that.
There you go. There's the attribution.
Going back to career stuff for you.
Yeah.
What was your first big client win that you were like, oh shit, I'm here?
It's probably like right after we pivoted into email and SMS, and we signed them on purely for that. And it was like, all right, it's going to be $4K a month. And it's like, holy shit, like that's the biggest retainer I've ever signed for just one service. It was like, fuck, we got to deliver. And we ended up delivering, like way over delivering. Like they doubled their email revenue. They went from like 20K a month to like 40K a month.
Yes.
So it was like, fuck, like we can actually do this. And like, I was like, yeah, we're going to double it on the sales call. You know, like, fuck, we better double it. And then like we
cross behind your back.
Yeah, exactly. And then we ended up doing it. It's like, okay, like I'm not crazy. Like we can actually do it and we can actually fulfill. Now granted, they did churn out after the first 3 months because of new leadership, but they were a great client.
Not bitter.
No, it wasn't our fault. That's the thing. Like we were crushing it. And it was like new leadership stepped in because they got bought out. And it's like, they're like, yeah, we got to cut all agency. And you know how that whole thing works.
Well, what does that get you for the next call? The example.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So
Case
like
study
they're
done.
Yeah, they're one of our bigger case studies. Like we made them within those first 3 months of working together. We made them like an extra like they paid us 15 and we made them 70 grand. Yeah. So like that's a pretty big trade off. And it was like, okay, cool. Like they were way more than positive on their ROI. So that was like a lock of like, okay, cool. Like we're actually good. And how do we do more of these?
Yeah.
Go ahead, you go.
Where'd your stakeholder go? Like, were you able to reconnect when they were at their new employer?
No, they completely moved out of like e-com in general. They're like doing like football coaching for the NFL or something like not like they're not a coach.
He was like, they're dead.
No, it's like a dead lead.
They're not sending emails anymore.
No, it's just like a new CMO came in and they're like, yeah, we're not
Tough.
Yeah, it's like fuck.
Do you have a moment on the flip side of that you were like, this could derail us?
Oh yeah, all the time. Oh, well, not all the time. Wait, that sounds unstable. But like,
hire this guy. Yeah, work with these guys. They're great.
Yeah, it's like
maybe one earlier on that you were like, oh wow, this when things are more fragile and less stable.
Yeah, we had that like a few years back. I think it was in 2023 or 2022 where it was like, I didn't know if I was going to make payroll by the end of that month. And it was like, because what happened was like we signed on a client and that client turned out to be not a good client, not a good culture fit. Like he kept like barraging our designers.
No boundaries.
No boundaries, that sort of thing. And like the expectation was different where it's like, hey, you're getting 5 emails a month and he thought he was getting like 15. So I'm like, all right, cool. We had to fire him. Had another client pause at that time because it was a slow season. And like our P&L was just like not looking good. And it's like, okay, we have 15 days before like the month ends before I have to make the next payroll. And I had like no savings at that point or like no war chest saved up. And I had to like have a conversation with like my team lead. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to have to put you like to part-time after this. Like if we don't have something happen. And like I can feel her like starting to like cry, not cry, but like get teary.
Trying to hold back.
Yeah, trying to hold back. And it was just like that was a really hard moment for me and like for us. And it was like, fuck, I hate that. I hated that conversation. And
it's the hardest part of all of this.
Yeah, but like it kind of like for me, like whenever I get pushed into a corner, like I'll figure it out. And I ended up figuring out how to make like an extra like $4,000 that month. And it was like, all right, cool. Like we're still good. Like we're still rolling. And then November hit, BFCM based clients came back and we were like golden for the rest of the year and like haven't looked back since.
Yeah.
When you, can we go back to culture for a sec?
Yeah.
Obviously internal culture is important, but I'm also a big believer in you teach people how to treat you, both in business and personal.
Absolutely.
How do you put that into practice when you're onboarding new clients and then maintaining relationships?
Feedback's two-way. Like that's the thing. Like if we don't get respected, then like we're not respecting you and like you're not a client of ours. That's like plain and simple. Even with like new employees, like it's one of those things like as a boss, you're like, oh, I'm going to tell them this, I'm going to tell them that. But like that goes both ways for us at Aspect. Like if I'm fucking something up, you better tell me because like otherwise like I don't know who's going to catch it. Or like if I'm thinking about it differently or if there's a way better strategy or a better way of doing something, like I expect you to tell me. I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm afraid of his experience. Because like I'm not working on, like I'm not in the trenches designing these emails anymore. Like I used to do that, but not anymore. Like I'm now focused on sales and marketing and just growing the business. So like if there is a better way, like you know it because you live it. So tell me. And it's like we can make a decision collectively.
Yeah. How do you guys handle that?
We, right now in our hiring, everything needs to be AI native. And so, on our application now, we actually say instead of sending us a cover letter, send us the prompt and model that you would use to generate a cover letter. Because like what we want to see is like, did you write a 1-sentence prompt that just said, write a cover letter to apply for this role? Or like, did you paste in your resume and say, hey, it looks like this company is trying to do X, Y, and Z. I want you to write it in this type of way. And like, we want to see like, does somebody actually live and breathe AI, or are they just like one of those people where it's just like they kind of ask ChatGPT to rate their Instagram profile and it's like surface stuff.
How do you handle it when it comes to like clients?
On the like with a challenging client?
Yeah, in terms of like setting expectations, making sure that like we have a healthy two-way relationship here. They fit into the culture of what Viton is.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, like we have different plans, and those different plans give you access to our team in different channels and under different service level agreements. And so, I mean, it's built into our terms of service. Like if you're I'm going to just go plan A, plan B, plan C. It's like, well, plan A, the hours of operations are this, and email is the channel. And, on this other plan, you get chat, you get meetings, you get a Calendly link. And so like, we're pretty transparent about that up front. I think the other piece about it is like, if you flip the table around and you go, okay, if I were in that client's shoes, like what would I want my partner to do?
Nice.
Because I think just as equally, you have to put yourself in their shoes, and it's like, hey, if it's their Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and like this is a big deal to them, and it's like a small thing, then like maybe not the right time to like nitpick your policies. But if it's, the client that goes above and beyond to like make sure that you always get paid on time and they're sending referrals your way, like that's like also the client where like you should go above and beyond as well. But, at the end of the day, like
we go above and beyond for all of our clients, actually.
Well,
not just the ones that refer us lead. No, I'm joking.
Screw you, dude.
this is why you do it so well.
No. I'm joking. But no, that is important though. Like the reciprocity is like huge in agencies, and I don't think enough people in the agency space like have a backbone
Yeah.
of like they like get trampled on clients of like, yeah, of course, like we can make this deliverable. Oh, you want it tomorrow? Oh, you want it yesterday? Yeah, like we can definitely bend over backwards, like no lube. So like, you know, it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about like having like self-respect. And the thing is, when you have self-respect, like clients will treat you with respect of like, it's like, no, we're not going to do that because our timeline is a week. You're supposed to tell us a week ago. Like we can maybe shorten it down to 5 days because like now that it's an important thing, but like that's as best as we could do. And like for the future ones, like we're going to have to charge you extra because of the rush fee. And like that's how we've kept up our relationships with all of our clients. And that's how we've been able to like kind of have that respect and like boundary set up between them.
Do you guys find that the clients that you drive the best results for are the ones that trust you on the strategy?
Oh, dude. Yes.
That's probably like one of the biggest things that we look for is like, is this client coming to us and they want us to perfectly implement exactly pixel by pixel what they want to do, or are they coming to us because they want the strategy and the consultative help?
Are we experts or are we button pushers?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And by far, those are the ones that we get the best outcomes for because we're able to see the trends that, you know, because, you know, you do how many shows,
live it.
You send how many emails. It's like, well, of course you're going to be better at email than me because you send 20 times the volume that I do.
Yeah. We have like a client right now where it's like, oh, we got to like take this internally, or like we got to like discuss this internally. And it's like, okay, can we not, like you kind of hired us to be experts. Like we are thinking like we need to do this specific thing in this time frame in order to get you these results. And it's like, if you got to talk about it internally, that's going to be at least another week before our next meeting. And it's like,
and it just doesn't feel like a trusting relationship. It's like, aren't we all on the same team? Aren't we all trying to make this thing as good as it can possibly be?
We're trying to make you guys as much money as possible in the quickest time frame as possible. And it's like, I'm glad we're having a great relationship. Like they're happy, we're happy. But we're happy, but like we could be happier if we had like full control of what we're working on.
To be able to make a bigger impact.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you think is like the biggest mistake right now that you see in your space that people are making in email and SMS?
There's a lot, dude. I audit like probably like 4 or 5 accounts a week. 4 or 5 accounts a month, week, whatever. Like it all blends into one. But we do like the biggest one is not utilizing above the fold. So you know what the above the fold section is, but for anyone that's listening, it's the first thing that you see when you load up a website or an email. It's like the headline, the buttons, the images, whatever. A lot of brands get that misaligned and they try to be very brand centric around it, of like big image or like big text or whatever. And they miss out on the opportunity to capture the customer and convert that customer, because like almost everyone that opens the email is going to see above the fold. A lot of them drop off afterwards because like they just don't, like it doesn't make any sense, or like they don't want to scroll, and like a very small percentage of people actually read the whole entire email. So the most important thing is the above the fold section, and so many of them butcher it with like a big image of like a shoe or a big image of like a mountain, and it's like, where's the headline, where's the call to action, where's the timer, where's the urgency? Like we're trying to make money with this email. Like this email is just like boring. So
used to be when you sent an email, you could write the preview text, right? The 150
you can still do that.
Characters. But the AI summaries now, like any tips there that you've seen work? Because I feel like, you know, I don't spend a ton of time on my preview text, but you know, you're thoughtful about what you write as a preview text, and then what the AI summary is on the iPhone, I feel like is like very transactional.
Can you just put a prompt in? Just put a prompt in the preview.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I completely forgot that AI summaries are a thing on the iPhone. I'm not.
He's like, I gotta go.
Like shit. You finally got me on the thing that I don't know. No, that's genuinely like a good question. Like you're poking holes in my process, which I think is a good thing because I don't know how to handle that. Like we just handled preview text as we've always handled preview text. Is like the like I guess my question is like, is the summary feedback thing good at all? Like, is it accurate?
No. Apple, work on your AI.
Yeah, it's bad. The Apple one's bad. Easton, producer here, laughs about it. He
really?
Thinks he keeps it on because he laughs at the descriptions.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, I mean, I think I know the answer to why you're not focused on it is because at the end of the day, open rate, click-through rate is what's going to matter.
Yeah, we haven't had any dips on open rates or click-through rates unless there's been a deliverability issue, which we immediately address. But unless there's an issue with open rates, then we don't really pay attention.
Yeah.
So,
Deliverability 101, like if somebody is on here and they have no idea what deliverability is, like what are the like top 3 things that they need to know?
Number one, always depending, I guess it doesn't matter which email tool that you use, whether it's Klaviyo, HubSpot, OmniSend, ActiveCampaign, whatever it is. Connect your domain to Google Postmaster. That is basically Google telling you how you're doing with your email domain.
Yeah.
So even if you don't know if your deliverability is good, Google will tell you based off of like your send volume. So number one, connect that. Number two, always keep the most engaged people on your list to send to. Try to clear up your list or try to clean your list on a more like quarterly or biannual basis. So like if you have like a list of 10,000 people or even 5,000 people, and 1,000 of those people are not answering any of your emails or not even opening them, like they're ruining the deliverability for the rest of the 4,000.
And you're paying for the sends.
Exactly. You're paying for the sends, you're paying for the subscription, so you might as well just clean them out, save some money, and get a higher engaging list. And the third thing is just always try to have like, if you're doing image only emails or if you're doing a lot of images in emails, at least do the accessibility part right. Like have alt text behind the images. So like if the image doesn't load or if it's too heavy, the alt text loads, and at least the AI summary can at least pick up on what the alt text says. Cause I'm sure like that's probably why it's goofy. Cause like it's seeing the images, but it doesn't know what the images are. So it's just like confused.
Alex, you're doing all those, right?
Yeah, all of them, all those things. We are doing them all, of course.
Like a checkbox. Yeah.
Where does all this go? What's your outlook on the future?
And what?
Things are moving fast right now, obviously tech-wise, AI specifically. When you look at e-com, when you look at email, when you look at SMS, what are you excited about? What are you afraid of? Kind of like, are you optimistic about future?
I mean, I'm like excited, but I'm afraid of what's going to happen in the future, as we all are, because we have no idea what the hell is going to happen. Whether AGI is going to be like a real thing or not. Well, I mean, it probably is just a question of when.
It's got to be close, right?
Yeah. I mean, I hope not. Maybe. I think the traditional agency is going to fall out. There's no more traditional agencies in the next like 5 to 10 years. 10 years definitely, but like 5 years questionable. It's just going to be data brokers of like who has the best data on the best performing campaigns or flows or whatever you're sending out. It could be email, it could be Facebook ads, it could be TikTok shop. It doesn't matter. Whatever agencies got the most amount of data on the best performing things, they're the ones that are going to win, because AI is just going to be doing the implementation and doing the button pushing. Whereas like these data brokers are going to know which strategic decisions to make for your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the tool doesn't do it itself.
Exactly. Yeah. So at that point, it's just like, like, I don't know. It's scary.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking back to when people found out, like it started to become public knowledge, like common knowledge of how like Facebook ad targeting worked.
Right.
Everybody freaked out.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
What's happening behind the scenes now in that same lane that people, if they knew, they'd be like, oh God.
I mean, I can see exactly where you clicked specifically on an email, but like, it's not like there's heat map tools that can tell you that. So it's like, I don't know if that's maybe like public knowledge. It's marketer knowledge for sure.
Yeah.
I guess the amount of tracking I can see behind the scenes of like, okay, you visited this page, you visited this collection, you visited like, let's say like these specific like iPhone cases, and you clicked add to cart, but then you didn't check out, but then you came back 3 days later. Like I can see exactly where you are in the customer journey at any given point, so long as you give us our email. So like I can track everything about you like on the website. So like it's pretty, and I don't want to say invasive, like you're consenting to giving us this data by visiting the website, which is kind of like a catch-22.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's a lot of tracking.
I don't think that's common knowledge to most people. I don't think they understand that at all.
We can see everything you do.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have something? I'm sorry.
Like the life cycle of like a campaign, right?
Yeah.
You know, I assume done well, you're like looking at what's worked in the past that's informing the campaign. And then, you know, gosh, I send emails, but the number of times that I go back and I actually look at which links were outperforming other links, I don't do. And I think this is like part of the value of bringing on like an email partner that specializes and does have that like built into their processes.
Yeah.
But like, what does good look like there?
I mean, it all depends. Like, I hate the answer, but it just depends on the brand. Like for some brands, like they're founder focused emails that are just plain text. Like they crush.
Are you on the Sticker Mule list?
The what?
The Sticker Mule list?
No.
Oh man, sign up for the Sticker Mule email list. It's like one of my favorite email lists.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like 3-sentence emails, and there's no images, which is kind of funny because like you sell stickers, literally stickers.
Nice.
But it just crushes it.
Yeah, so it's like things like that where like it depends. Like for Sticker Mule, like it crushes to just have like 3-sentence emails. But whereas like a different brand, like they have to have like image only, like pure brand design. Or like another one is like founder style, like it's just a founder writing a letter or like a text letter essentially. So like it just depends on a brand by brand basis. The only thing I can recommend just like as a catch-all is just have the most important information above the fold. That's all I can say. And like if any links or anything, any call outs, to just have them be front and center.
Yeah.
As we wrap,
what
are you most focused on right now?
Just growth. We're doing a bit of growth and hiring. So like we're in a new hiring round, which was interesting how Vin brought up like the prompts, because I've yet to see any of the applicants yet. I just put it out there on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
The job market's crazy because like I put
You
it
get flooded.
Oh, dude,
it's quick.
Flooded.
Yeah, I put up a post yesterday morning and I checked this morning on LinkedIn. It's like 330 applicants.
Insane.
I'm like, what? Like we're just looking for a graphic designer. Like we're not anything.
And they're looking for you. Apparently.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, we brought on a guy named Nick on our team. Hey, Nick.
What's up,
He's
Nick?
been awesome on our team, and he said he was searching for a year.
Holy shit.
Searching for a year. Applying consistently, treating this job search like a full-time job. We were first interview, first offer, and he's incredible.
Wow.
Like, absolutely.
Well,
It's like a diamond in the rough.
He wants it at that
Incredible.
point too. He's been waiting for it.
Right now, I feel like we've been sitting in this like waiting for a recession for the past 5 years. And, when there's uncertainty in the economy and when the job market is like this, there's some entrepreneurs that like crawl up and then go into decision fatigue. But like right now, the fact that you're getting 300 applications
in a day
is an opportunity to be able to go grab talent.
I know, right?
That in a normal time, like you might not be able to attract like.
Yeah, they wouldn't apply.
They wouldn't have applied.
Yeah, they wouldn't be on the market.
Right.
For sure.
Well, the people that have a job are trying to keep their job, and the people that don't have a job are like applying like crazy. So there's a lot of great talent out there, and I'm going to be having a lot of fun doing interviews for the next few weeks. But it's I don't know, I enjoy it. I enjoy like learning more about people and like seeing how the market's evolved over. I've done like 7 or 8 or 9 hiring rounds at this point in the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So like every time I do a round, it's like usually a month, just like back-to-back calls. And I learned so much about like current job economy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be a fun one this time, or at least. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well,
Yeah.
best of luck with that. Thanks for
appreciate
coming
it,
on. Where can people find you?
Best place to find me is just on my website, aspectagency.com, ASPEKT agency.com. If you want a free audit of your email system, just go to the free audit link at the top. I also put out weekly YouTube videos on
They're great.
YouTube, going over all things email and SMS. Just my name, Nikita Vakhrushev. If you want to see me personally, just my Instagram, Nikita Vakhrushev. And if you want to see me on the business side, just on LinkedIn, my name, Nikita Vakhrushev.
Love it. Thanks.